guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this really awesome and unique Ancestry bracelet created by Suzanne HB on YouTube, and you can definitely find her on Instagram as Crazy Just Might Work. I will have all of her information below, so you can be sure to give her a follow if you'd like. She's a good friend of mine, and she's very talented. I just love all of her designs. As you probably know, I do lots of tutorials for her. This design, first I do want to say that the name was chosen by Heart Mills on Instagram, so thank you for choosing the name. But the design, I think, is one that is very unique. The looping is definitely interesting and very creative, and I just had a lot of fun making it. The bands definitely make it look different depending on what bands you decide on. These are the silicone end sweets from RainbowLoom.com, but I did a tiny piece using opaques, and I really liked that effect a lot. So I'm going to do that for the tutorial, so yeah. But it does take, I would say, about 140 bands. That depends on your wrist size, and that is for a full wrap. So without babbling on any longer, let's get started. To make this bracelet, you will want to have at least one loom. For this design, the way that it comes out, it is a lot of tension. So for my wrist, I need 2 full looms for it to fit all the way around without any kind of extension. So you may even need a 3rd loom depending on your wrist size. You want to have them set up a line, the 3 bar pins like so, and then of course 1 loom in front of the other, 1 C-clip, and your hook. So the first bands that we're going to lay are going to be referred to as the border bands, and it's going to be these green ones, the sweets running up the side here, and then you can see them along the back. So I'm going to use some specialty bands from RainbowLoom.com, and we're going to start by laying 1 in the center here for when we close it up, and then we'll go ahead and lay 1 from the center out to the left and then to the right, like so. And then we will just continue going up each side. I'm just going to start on my right side. Very basic perimeter bands. So for the way that the looping ends up working out, I do actually have to stop 1 shy of the very end for the 2 full loom lengths. So if you are using the 2 full looms, to stop at that one right before the end. If you end up needing to go into a 3rd loom, just make sure that you come to the beginning, come to your 3rd pin, and then from this 3rd pin, count by 2s. And just make sure that you're landing on an even number when you stop, and that you'll be fine as far as the looping goes. And then we're just going to bring it in. And then we'll come back to the beginning, and we will do the same on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this side laid really quickly. So go ahead and hit that pause button, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so just make sure you bring it in up here on the top like we did on the right side. And then we're going to come back to the beginning, push everything down just a little bit. So now we're going to add a single chain onto the center, and that's going to be the green that's on here. So pretty simple. Starting at the center, and then just keep laying 1 in front of the other like a basic single chain. And of course you'll do this until you reach the top of your bands. So it should look like that. And then you're just going to want to push down that center chain that you just laid. Okay, so now we are going to start laying the bands that are purple in this bracelet here. So I'm going to use white. And we're going to start on the bottom left corner. And we're going to stretch it up and connect it to the center. And it should be the third pin from this bottom center one, is where that should be connecting. And then you're going to do the same on the right side, like so. The next band that we're going to lay is going to be a different color. It's going to be what is actually white in this one here. So it's right under the purple here. And I'm going to use, it's like a beige color. And we're going to go up to the second pins and connect it to that same center one. Like so. And now the last ones for this section is going to be the gold in this one here. And I'm going to use my olive green. And these are going to be laid horizontally. So one straight to the left and one straight to the right, like so. So we're going to do that the whole way up the loom. So 3 layers per little section. And now we'll go back to laying our white bands again. So you'll always start off where your last horizontal bands have ended. So stretch that up, connect it to the center. Do the same on the right side. And then you're going to grab your second color. Come up to your second pins here. And you're going to connect those two to that same middle pin. The last 2 bands will be our horizontal bands going out to the left and the right. So they all are connecting to that same center pin. And now we'll start back over again with our white. I don't like the feeling of that band, so I'm going to get a new one. Then I'll grab my second color. And then your horizontal bands. So I'm just going to hold it up. So that's what it looks like. And we're going to keep doing that all the way up. So I'm just going to take my time, and you guys can just kind of go along with me. And if I'm going too slow, you can of course fast forward it, or you can rewind if you need to do that too. Whoops. I almost laid my horizontal bands on the wrong pin. And this is actually going to be my last one. And you do want to lay the last 2 horizontal bands on the last 2 pins. So make sure you do add those. So let's go ahead and turn our loom around. You're definitely going to want to take a moment to push all your bands down. It just makes everything a lot easier. You're going to grab whatever color you used for your border, and we're going to add a cap band onto this very front center pin, so we can start the looping. So the looping for this is very unique, so I will definitely take my time and try to make it as clear as possible. So the first thing we're going to do is push back, and we're going to loop these top 2 horizontal bands right here. We're going to loop them up to the second pins right here and here. So push back the cap band, grab the topmost band, bring it up to the second pin on the left. Go back in, grab the second one, and we're going to bring that one out to the right, like so. We're going to go back in, and the next layer is actually going to go to the pin above that. So push it out of the way, grab the top band. This one's going to come up to the left, stretching it all the way up to that third pin up here. Go back in, grab the next top band, and do the same thing. Stretch it up to that third pin. The next layer is going to be my white V, and we're actually going to just bring those out to the side and reconnect them. So grab the top band, take it off, and you're actually going to turn your hook and then reattach it. Go back in, grab the right band, or the next band to go on the right pin, and you're going to turn your hook and attach it. So now we're going to loop the center bands that are in here, the single chain. But this first one right here, we're not going to loop back to this pin. You're going to stretch it up to this second one. So go in the cap band and grab that single band. Loop it up as if you're going to attach it there, but then stretch it up and connect it to the second one. And then you'll go inside the second pin, which is where the second single band is, and you're going to bring that one forward and connect it to itself, which is to that one. So now we're going to do that whole thing all over again. So we'll start with our horizontal bands, and you're going to stretch that up to the second pin, out to the left, and out to the right. The next layer is going to come up to the third one, and now the white ones are going to turn out to the left and to the right. Now this one's a little bit challenging because this middle band's kind of in the way, so make sure you get in front of it. And you're going to turn your hook and then reattach. Like so. So now we're going to loop those center bands, single bands again. So going inside this band here, you're going to pull it up as if you're going to attach it to this one, but you're not going to. You then need to pull up and connect it to the second one. So it should always be connected to where that horizontal is. Then we'll go back in, grab that bottom band, and you'll connect that one forward. So we're going to do that all over again. So out to the left, diagonal, out to the right, diagonal, and then you're going to go to the next one above that, and then the last two will go out to the left and to the right. And now we'll loop our center band. So remember, this one goes up 2 and connect it. Go back in, grab the bottom, and that goes forward 1. So I'm trying not to go too fast, but yet not too slow. And I don't want to, I don't want to go off of camera because I do feel like this is a little bit more of a challenging design as far as the looping. So if I'm going too slow for you, you can definitely fast forward it. You know, but if you're having any trouble, you could also rewind it or just kind of follow along. So I'm at my last little square section here. Going to do the same thing we've been doing. So that is what it should be looking like now. Hopefully that wasn't too difficult. So we're going to actually come back down to the beginning. And this next part, I've never actually seen anything done like this before with the border, so I thought it was very unique and cool. So what we're going to do is to kind of turn your loom to the side a little bit. And we are going to be grabbing, here's our border bands, the whole border band. So you're going to be grabbing the back end of it. So acting as if this is the front part of the border, here is the back. You're going to grab it and you're going to bring that back part over the pin, like so. So grab the back part of it, bring it over the pin, and you're going to do that all the way up. So again, you're only grabbing the back part of that band and just bringing it over. I like to go through afterwards and make sure that it's not all twisted. I want to do it so badly right now, but I don't want to take all that time up while I'm filming and keep you guys waiting. So, of course, you'll do that all the way up and it will start looking like that. And then you'll come over to the right and we'll do the same exact thing. Grabbing the part of the band that is furthest away from you, which I'm referring to as the back. And you're just going to lift it over. Lift it over. Lift it over. And you do that the whole time. Super easy. I love doing tutorials and making bracelets that have this unique little spin on it. And if it has been done, I've never seen it, so it's definitely new to me. So I actually, oh, do not do the last pin. If you go to bring it over, it's going to do that because it's not attached to anything. And then you can just reattach it if you've already done that. So leave the very last band on there. And I'm so sorry I didn't tell you that already. Alrighty, so now we can go ahead and loop up the border and then we will be done. So basically we have the front band left on all of them, which is what we'll be looping now. So we'll start on the center here. Go in your cap band and you'll bring the bottom out to the right, or the top band out to the right, and then the bottom one will go out to the left. And then we'll proceed up each side. So I'll just go up my left side. So push back all the top bands, grab the very bottom band, and just bring it forward just like you would do any border band. Go inside the next one, grab the bottom and bring that forward. And you'll keep doing that all the way up. Just make sure you get inside all the bands, unlike I just did. And grab the bottom and loop it up. So I'm going to go ahead off camera. I'll get it done a lot quicker that way. And then I'll come over and I'll loop up all the right side. And I'll meet you here when I reach the top. So when you have reached the top, the last band here will go forward. Just like you've been doing the whole time. And then you'll bring the two side ones into the center. Like so. Locate that band we laid in the beginning and go inside the center pin. There's a lot of bands there, so just make sure you're getting through all of them and grab the very bottom and bring them together so we can attach our C-clip. Like so. So then you just want to take it off of your loom. You probably can pull up on this design, but I'm just going to use my hook, and I'll be back in a second to show you the finished bracelet. I think it is such a super cool, unique design. I love it, love it, love it. So to close it, you're just going to locate that C-clip, and your cap band is actually in the center here, but it's kind of tucked in, so you may need to stretch it out to locate it. And then, oops, and then connect it like so. And there you have the completed Ancestry bracelet created by Suzanne HB on YouTube, and you can certainly find her on Instagram as Crazy Just Might Work. If you guys do like this bracelet, please hit that like button below. We would both appreciate it. And if you do make this lovely design, don't forget to tag Loves Loves to Loom and Crazy Just Might Work on Instagram. We'd love to see your renditions of it. So I do appreciate you watching another tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you all at my next video. Thanks, bye!